Here are some signs that you might have PCOS. I'm making this video actually to create awareness for PCOS in Nigeria, because I feel like in Nigeria PCOS is not really very much talked about, and most of these doctors or gynecologists that we have here in Nigeria actually do not really know a lot about PCOS, but of course they do not really accept that they don't know a lot about PCOS. So you find a teenager going to the hospital to go and check why her period is not coming when it should come, why she's not actually feeling the way she should feel. She hears her friends talking about their cycle, how they get a period every month, and then it is new to her. She doesn't understand why her body is acting the way it is acting, and she comes to you as a doctor, and then you have no clue. You have absolutely no clue to what she's explaining, what she's telling you, how she feels in her body. And it's just funny how some doctors will tell you, it's just hormonal imbalance, don't worry, when you are trying to go and come back when you are ready to get pregnant. Like, is it that easy to get pregnant with PCOS? They tell you go and come back when you're ready to get pregnant. Like, the moment you come back, they have something planned that they want to do for you, or they have something planned that they are going to do to alter the situation. I really feel like doctors should stop telling teenage girls who come to them complaining about their hormones to go and come back when they are ready to get pregnant, because these things don't happen like magic. It takes years of work and commitment to your body. Some people, it might not really take that long for them to see results, right? So PCOS in Nigeria is not really very much talked about. The awareness is not really created enough. People are not talking about it as much as they should talk about it, right? Because a lot of people have not really even understood what PCOS is about, even just yet. Even in the process of going through PCOS, you don't understand it yet. You understand? So you're just hoping that when you get to the hospital, you go to meet a doctor and you just tell the doctor, oh, I've not gotten my period in like 3 months, I'm feeling nauseous, I'm always tired. They would actually relate and just be like, okay, what you're going through is called Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, and here is what you should do, here is what you should do, and here is what you should do. Most of these Nigerian girls go to the hospital and the doctors tell them, oh, you have an infection, oh, it's just hormonal imbalance, go and take a contraceptive and do this and do that, and your period will start coming. And the awareness that should be created more is actually against contraceptives for PCOS. But I feel like maybe I should talk about that in another video, right? Contraceptives does not help your PCOS, but like I said, that should be in another video. So in this video, I am actually talking about signs that you might have PCOS. My name is 𝐂𝐑𝐄𝐀𝐄𝐓, and if you're just seeing me for the first time, please click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop a video. I talk about PCOS, fertility, hormonal imbalance, and every other thing that surrounds that topic. So if you're struggling with PCOS, or you know someone who is struggling with PCOS, please share this video to them. It might help them, and watch to the end so that you can actually have an understanding if you might be having these symptoms and you don't even know what you're going through. It might actually give you a little bit of closure, right? Okay, so I'm going to be talking about some signs that I personally experienced that I had no clue that it was PCOS, right? And I'm going to be talking about other signs that you might be experiencing that might not be my signs. So the first thing I ever experienced with PCOS is irregular cycle. My period has never been regular. Like, you see people having a cycle of 30 days, they know 28-day cycle, they know that, oh, on the so day their period is going to come, and so day is going to end, and so day they're going to have their ovulation. It has never been like that with me. I've never had a regular cycle all my life. Before I started taking my PCOS seriously, I feel like the most cycle I've had is like 6 cycles in a year. Yeah, and we're supposed to have like 12, right? But the most cycle I had ever had, because that's like in the past, hey, it's like 6 cycles in a year back then, and I just never understood it. At some point I felt like, oh, it was normal. And when I go to my mom and I'm telling her, oh, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what I'm experiencing, she'll be like, some people are like that, some people's period, because she doesn't know anything about it. She didn't know anything about PCOS. She has never heard about it before. She doesn't know what it is. We had gone to the hospital to complain to a doctor. The doctor had no clue about what PCOS was. He just basically said, oh, her hormones might just be imbalanced, but it will correct. I'm telling you, that was the first thing I ever had a doctor tell me about what I was going through then, that my hormones might just be imbalanced and with time it will correct. So irregular cycle was the first for me, was the first thing I ever experienced. Then the second thing I experienced was weight gain. I started gaining weight for no just cause. I wasn't eating that much, but I was just gaining weight. I just noticed that for every time I had added weight, I added weight like no man business. So that was my second symptom of PCOS. And the third thing I now started experiencing was facial hair. Having facial hair, but facial hair just only started like only recently, right? Recently, I feel like my facial hair started coming out when I actually consciously started taking care of this PCOS thing. I don't know why, but when I consciously started doing stuff like taking medications, doing all those things, I now started experiencing facial hair. So facial hair was not something that started happening to me from the beginning, right? So I've been experiencing facial hair and all that, and it was like, in this process of studying about PCOS, making my research, I found out that some people have other PCOS symptoms that is not really very much talked about. Number one being darkening of your neck, your thighs, your armpits. I think I experienced the darkening of the armpits too, and my thighs, right? But nobody could ever imagine that PCOS could make you have that, right? You would never imagine it. Another symptom that I've heard of or I've seen people experience is odor. Both VJ odor, armpit odor, body odor, right? So that is why I often tell people, as a woman going through hormonal imbalance, you have no business with rubbing bleaching creams. You have no business with bleaching creams. You have no business whatsoever with anything that will alter your skin color, right? So I heard some people experience odor too, body odor, as a result of this, your hormones being all over the place and all that, and there are so many other symptoms that people experience with PCOS. I've talked about darkening, I've talked about odor, I've talked about both mouth odor, those things happen, inflammation and the rest, inflammation, bloating is a symptom of PCOS that should be talked about more often. Like, you just drink water and you feel like you have eaten the whole thing, you have eaten everybody's food, you are often bloated. Bloating is a symptom. Fatigue, being tired, even when you just wake up you are tired. All these things are symptoms of PCOS that you might be experiencing and you don't know that you have PCOS. So if you have been looking for your period, you just find out that, oh, your period has never been regular and you think it's normal. My darling, it might not be normal. You need to go for checkups. I'm going to make a video telling you some tests that you can do to find out if you have PCOS or you just have normal hormonal imbalance. I've always said, PCOS and hormonal imbalance are not necessarily the same, right? So these are some symptoms that I experience, and these are some symptoms that I have heard other people experience. So if you are experiencing like 3 or more of these symptoms, please, you need to go get checked. The earlier you find out if you have PCOS, the earlier you start tackling it, and the better for you, right? And on this channel I'm going to be teaching about natural things you can do to reverse your PCOS symptoms and live a healthier life. So if this video was helpful, please share it to somebody who you know might be experiencing these things that I've mentioned in this video, or who you know might actually have PCOS and they've told you they have PCOS, share this video to them, and it might actually help them create more awareness for PCOS. A lot of people need to know about this. A lot of people need to start tackling it early. A lot of teenage girls who are growing up, who are actually experiencing this, need to know early, because it is easier for you to tackle this thing as a younger person than as older. The older you get, the more difficult it is to tackle PCOS. So please, if you have a teenage girl who you know who is struggling with these things that I've mentioned, share this video to her, and it might actually help her to come on this channel and learn more about her PCOS journey, and might actually inspire somebody too who is actually trying to conceive with PCOS. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching.